Hi, I'm Skip Reynolds with Skipton Law Estate Planning and Elder Law here in Centennial, Colorado. And I've been doing a 10-part series talking about 10 mistakes that people make regarding Medicaid. And on today's video, what I want to talk about is applying for Medicaid too late. In another video, I talked about applying too early, but now I want to talk about applying too late. Because if you apply too late, you are not using some of the rules and the exemptions and other things available to you and your family to protect more of your estate and still get the qualification for Medicaid and the benefits that it provides. So I want to give an example today of what I mean by applying too late. So a few years back, I was doing one of our bi-monthly workshops, and at the workshop was this woman. And after the workshop, she comes up to me and she's asking me questions about, hey, should I continue to pay this long-term care policy? And she hands me this paperwork. But before I look at it, I ask her more about what's going on. And she proceeds to tell me that her husband has died in the last 6 months or so, and that he was on Medicaid at the end of his life, and that they had done what they were told, which is to spend down their assets to $2,000 in order to qualify him for Medicaid. Now, technically, he needed to have $2,000 in order to qualify for Medicaid. But she, who was not on Medicaid and wasn't needing long-term care, didn't need to have only $2,000. There are exemption amounts for a couple up to this year in 2021, $130,380 here in Colorado. But they had been advised that they needed to spend his assets all the way down to $2,000. And honestly, folks, this is what people know. This is what social workers and nursing homes tell people, that they got to get him down to $2,000, because what it was is he was the main breadwinner. And so most of the assets, including his retirement accounts like IRAs and 401ks, were in his name. And so they didn't use the full exemption amounts. They spent all the way down to $2,000. Now this woman's at my workshop 6 months post his death. She's got their house and $2,000, and she's handing me this long-term care policy for her and asking whether she should continue to keep paying this long-term care policy because it was eating up all of her income, because the expense of it was very high, in her opinion, based upon her income now that her husband's gone. And her kids were telling her, Mom, you need to keep on paying this. But she wasn't so sure. So I took a look at what it was, and it was a fantastic policy. And I told her, you need to take your kids up on them paying for it as they had said that they would, so that her income would go further. But the problem wasn't the long-term care policy, in my opinion. It is what it is. The problem is they had not understood the rules and how to take advantage of the rules, so they didn't have to spend all the way down to $2,000 in order to put her husband on Medicaid. Again, they could have had up to $130,000 without doing anything fancy and still put him on Medicaid. Now, where would she have been if they'd had $100,000+? Would she have been so concerned about the cost of this long-term care policy for her? Maybe so, but it would have been a totally different scenario than only having $2,000, right? Her lifestyle is completely different than it was prior to her husband getting sick. And the ramification of him being sick is putting her in this spot. But they didn't know what they didn't know. And they spent down to $2,000 and they applied too late. And so therefore they spent money they maybe didn't have to spend on his care, and still ended up on Medicaid. So if you like this content, if you like what I'm talking about today, you want to hear more about Medicaid, you want to hear more about powers of attorney, trusts, wills, what are the differences? I do bi-monthly workshops. If you want to sign up for those workshops, there's two ways that you can. You can go to our website, which is www.skiptonlaw.com. Click on the workshop page and you'll see all the dates there, and you can sign up directly on the website. Or if you'd like, you can call our office at 720-440-2774, and we'll get you signed up that way as well. And if you like this content, hit the like button so others can see it as well. And we'll keep doing these continuing things about Medicaid as well as other topics and we look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care. Have a great day.